Mr. Speaker, the honorable members who have proposed the address have drawn a most attractive picture of the situation of the country. My patriotism consists rather in telling my country hard truths, which will help to arouse it from its lethargy, and to direct it at last into the path of true progress and true prosperity. The House is aware that in the province of British Columbia there exists a very strong feeling against Asiatic immigration. Therefore, we have taken the course of asking Parliament to increase at once the capitation tax from $100 to $500 as here recommended.
I am branded in Quebec as a traitor to the French, and in Ontario as a traitor to the English. I am neither. I am a Canadian.
I am branded in places abroad as Canadian, and branded in Canada as Filipino.
Jamaican, Trinidadian, Guyanese, Greek, Italian, Chilean, Armenian, Polish, Puerto Rican, Norwegian, Korean, Filipino, Irish, Scottish, Bangladeshi, East Pakistani, Indian. I am an amalgamation of these places and these faces.
I have many selves, ever-changing, and all are me.
I am polite, kind, compassionate, clumsy, and embracing of different cultures and the richness they bring to my life.
I'm just a 19-year-old kid from a small town in southern Ontario.
I am a connector of time and space and people.
I am an optimist, a feminist, an actor.
I'm a performer.
I am Aisha.
I am Christy.
I am Byron.
I am Emily.
My name is Devin Michael Brown.
It is neither useless nor untimely to combat the prejudices which have been raised like a barrier everywhere between us and public opinion. In fact, we, as French Canadians, are a conquered race. Wherever there is compression, there will be explosion, violence, and ruin.
Yes, I am in favor of the amnesty. I am in favor of the amnesty because all the acts with which Mr. Riel is charged are purely political acts. His whole crime, and the crime of his friends, was that they wanted to be treated like British subjects and not to be bartered away like common cattle. If that be an act of rebellion, where is the one among us who, if he had happened to have been with them, would not have been rebels as they were? Since no one on the other side of the House has the courage to continue this debate, I will do so myself. In every instance in which a government has carried out the extreme penalty of the law, when mercy was suggested instead, the verdict has been the same. Sir, in the province to which I belong, and especially amongst the race to which I belong, the execution of Louis Riel has been universally condemned as being the sacrifice of a life, not to inexorable justice, but to bitter passion and revenge. In our age, in our civilization, every single human life is valuable and is entitled to protection in the councils of the nation. Everybody is responsible for the rebellion except one body. Everybody you can conceive of is responsible for it, except the government. The government is perfectly innocent of it, as innocent as a newborn child. Such was a statement made by the honorable member the other day. But if the honorable member is now in earnest as to that matter, how is it that the half-breeds alone have been prosecuted? They have suffered a great deal. They are suffering still. Yet their sacrifices will not be without reward. Their leader is in the grave. They are endurance. But from their prisons they can see that justice, that liberty which they sought in vain and for which they fought in vain, has at last dawned upon their country.
It is true that history ever
It is
repeats
true
itself,
that
but history
history
never
ever
repeats
repeats
itself.
that
in
history
the same
never
returns.
repeats itself,
That
in the
history
same
ever
It is true
repeats itself. That
that
history never
ever
repeats
repeats
itself.
It is true
It is true
It is true.
It is true.
That history ever.
repeats itself.
but history
History.
Who?
What?
History
Hickory.
dickory
Doc
TikTok.
repeats itself.
Herself.
Who said?
She said.
they said
The one who wrote all of the history books.
they said
They said.
It is true.
It is
That
true.
history ever
That
repeats
history
itself.
ever
But
repeats
history
itself.
never
In
repeats
the
itself.
same.
In the same terms.
The same is true, it never in ever that history repeats. Same but is it true itself? Never same that in ever true ever new. If history or biology but rebels, repeats, refrains, restrains the same. History, true, not tick.
And as for you, my young friends, you who stand today on the threshold of life with a wide horizon open before you for a long career of usefulness to your native land, I shall remind you that already many problems rise before you. Problems of race division, problems of creed difference, problems of economic conflict, problems of national duty and national aspiration. Let me tell you that for the solution of these problems, you have a safe guide, an unfailing light, if you remember that faith is better than doubt and love is better than hate.